The Galactic Council's emergency session convened within hours of the impossible readings. Ambassador Zexhai of the Andromedian Federation stared at the holographic display in disbelief, her crystalline features refracting the blue light of the star charts. Where the Sol system had been empty space for a millennium, something had returned. "Confirm the readings," demanded High Chancellor Vorth, his 6 eyes blinking in rapid succession, a sure sign of agitation among his species. "Confirmed, Chancellor," replied the Quantum Observatory's lead scientist, Dr. Kelnara. "The Sol system has materialized, all planets accounted for, including Earth." A collective silence fell over the chamber. Earth, the legendary homeworld of the extinct humans, the species that had vanished without warning exactly 1,000 years ago, taking their entire solar system with them. The galaxy had mourned, then moved on, eventually forgetting the strange bipedal creatures who had shown such promise in their brief 50 years of galactic citizenship. Captain Thane Koros of the exploration vessel Nebula's Edge received his orders within the day: investigate the returned Sol system and report findings. As his ship dropped out of hyperspace at the system's edge, even his battle-hardened crew fell silent. The solar system was there, but it was wrong, completely, utterly wrong. Where Mars had once been a barren red wasteland, now bloomed a garden world wrapped in azure oceans and emerald continents. The asteroid belt had been transformed into a massive ring structure, clearly artificial, that pulsed with energy readings that broke their instruments. Jupiter had been moved closer to the sun, its great red spot now a swirling vortex of controlled fusion that seemed to be powering something immense. And Earth defied everything they knew about planetary physics. "Sir," whispered his navigation officer, her voice barely audible, "It's not where it should be." Captain Koros studied the readings. Earth orbited not the sun, but the artificial ring structure, which itself orbited Sol in a perfect synchronization that should have been gravitationally impossible. The planet pulsed with energy signatures unlike anything in their databases. "Take us closer," he ordered. As they approached, the scale of the transformation became clear. The ring structure was the size of Earth's original orbit, constructed from materials that seemed to bend space-time itself. And from Earth came a transmission, in perfect galactic standard. "Welcome back, friends. We've been expecting you." The voice was unmistakably human. Within hours, Ambassador Zexhai found herself aboard a shuttle, descending through Earth's atmosphere alongside a full diplomatic contingent. The planet below looked nothing like the historical records. Vast cities floated in the clouds, connected by streams of light. The oceans glowed with bioluminescent networks that stretched across continents. And the humans were still recognizably human, but changed. They moved with a fluid grace that suggested perfect harmony with their environment. Their eyes held depths that spoke of experiences beyond normal comprehension. When they spoke, reality itself seemed to listen. "You're wondering where we went," said Dr. Sarah Chen, who claimed to be one of the original humans who had lived through the vanishing. She appeared to be in her 30s, though she claimed to be over 1,000 years old. "Your species disappeared," Ambassador Zexhai stated carefully. "The entire system. Our best scientists theorized dimensional displacement, but we didn't disappear," Dr. Chen interrupted gently. "We evolved. The universe was teaching us something, and we needed time to learn it." She led them to an observation deck overlooking one of the floating cities. Below them, millions of humans went about their daily lives, but their society bore no resemblance to the chaotic, struggling civilization that had left the galaxy a millennium ago. "You see, we discovered something our first 50 years in galactic society. We were thinking too small. All of us were, every species in the galaxy. We were competing for resources, fighting over territory, treating the universe like a finite game where someone had to lose for others to win." Dr. Chen gestured to the transformed solar system visible through the transparent dome. "We took our system outside normal space-time to learn a different way. We learned to work with the fundamental forces instead of against them. We learned that consciousness itself is a force of nature, and when properly applied, it can reshape reality." "That's impossible," breathed Dr. Kelnara. "The energy requirements alone would be impossible if you're working against the universe," Dr. Chen agreed. "But when you work with it, when you understand that consciousness and cosmos are partners in creation, energy becomes unlimited. Matter becomes malleable. Time becomes a tool." Over the following days, the diplomatic team witnessed wonders that challenged everything they understood about physics. Humans who could manipulate gravity with thought, cities that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, ecosystems that had been designed down to the quantum level to exist in perfect harmony. But it was the humans themselves that proved most remarkable. They had retained their essential humanity, their curiosity, their compassion, their stubborn determination, while transcending every limitation they had once faced. They had not become gods. They had become more perfectly themselves. "Why did you return?" Ambassador Zexhai finally asked. Dr. Chen smiled, and in that smile was the warmth that had made humans beloved during their brief time in galactic society. "Because it's time to teach what we've learned. The galaxy is still thinking small, still fighting over scraps when abundance is possible. We came back to show you that there's a different way." She paused, looking out at the stars. "We came back because the universe is vast enough for everyone to thrive, if we're wise enough to listen to what it's trying to tell us." Captain Koros transmitted his report back to the Galactic Council, knowing it would change everything. Humanity had returned, but they hadn't just survived their 1,000-year absence. They had become the teachers the galaxy never knew it needed. The age of scarcity was ending. The age of conscious evolution had begun, and it all started as it always had, with humanity's refusal to accept that anything was impossible.